in their leadership rococo, leadership brababare.
It's all the serious stuff,
but with a light-hearted twist.
I'm Sandra Ezekwesili.
And I'm Aghogho.
Join us 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. every weekday.
Right here.
On Hard Facts. On Hard Facts.
Hello, Lagos. Good afternoon. I'm Sandra Ezekwesili, and these are your hard facts. Aghogho is still on leave, and thankfully, I'm not in London, so he doesn't have to fly in to give me hard facts to sign as the president of Hard Facts. I'm right here, giving you the best insights into today's most important topics. I'll bring them to you, I'll break them down, I'll give you the facts, and you can form an informed opinion. If you missed yesterday's show, you can still catch it online. Go to Facebook, go to YouTube, or Twitter at Nigeria Info FM. I have a great show for you today, starting with the big three. Sowore and his co-defenders may be released today. Lagos State House of Assembly wants the governor to protect Lagos traders from foreign competition. And a bill that calls for jail time for fake news on social media is introduced on the Senate floor. On the glass ceiling today, we're continuing our look at the pressure that society mounts on people, especially women, to have children. You will be my guest this week. I'll be hearing what you have to say about the phenomenon. On the Big Hard Fact, our news team will be bringing you a special report on the plight of migrants going from Nigeria to Libya and other places. And you and I will have a conversation about that after the report. And on the other side of 6 o'clock, we may be able to bring you I Beg to Differ. Today, we may be able to bring I Beg to Differ your way. As usual, throughout the show, we're bringing you the latest updates from the world of news, sports, and entertainment. But let's get started off with the big three.
This is the Big Three.
The Big Three. On Hard Facts.
On 99.3 Nigeria Info.
You know what to expect on the Big Three, stories that everyone is talking about right now. Do you expect that Sowore will indeed be freed today? Is it xenophobia to restrict foreign traders in our markets? Do we need a new law to stop fake news on social media? Femi Falana, the lawyer for detained presidential candidate Oboh Sowore, said that he expects his client to be released today. Falana said this to the Federal High Court while requesting an adjournment. The senior advocate of Nigeria told the court he needed the delay because he had not been able to get instructions from his client, who had been detained by the State Security Service SSS. But all bail conditions have been met, according to Falana, and so he expects Sowore and his co-defendants to be released today. Recall that Oboh Sowore was the presidential candidate of the AAC, and after the elections, he was arrested on the eve of a nationwide protest that he was organizing, tagged Revolution Is Now. On the basis of the protest name, the SSS charged him for treason and plotting to overthrow the government. So this is a very interesting situation, and we've been following this case from day one here on Hard Facts. It has been our big three so many times. Oboh Sowore has been granted bail before. He was granted bail weeks ago, but he's still in detention. Falana says that Sowore and all his co-defendants have met the bail conditions. Remember that these bail conditions were set by the Federal High Court. That's the same court that's hearing the case today. So it'll be interesting to see if the court asks the prosecution and the SSS, we told you to release these guys weeks ago. Why are they still with you? I want to see if that happens. Let's see if that happens. Now, this ties into what the Attorney General said to the Senate during his ministerial screening. You remember, he was asked why he disobeyed some court orders during President Buhari's first term, especially bail orders. And he said national security interests will sometimes take priority over individual rights. And I asked you to tell me what you thought about that. Because some observers think that the government has failed to release Sowore for that very reason, while others say that there's never a good enough reason to disobey the court. So I ask you, do you think Sowore is going to be released on bail today? Do you think Falana is being optimistic or realistic? The SSS has not told us why they have not yet obeyed the bail orders, and I wonder if you think they have a good reason, or do you think there's no excuse? 01277 0993 01277 1993 01277 2993 01277 3993. These are our studio numbers. Give us a call. 01277 1993 2993 3993. If you're female, you should be calling us on 01277 0993. That number is for our female callers. And you can also send us a WhatsApp message. WhatsApp is 080 959 75805. 959 75805. Do you think Sowore is going to be released on bail today? Do you think Falana is being optimistic or realistic? The SSS has not told us why they have not yet obeyed the bail orders, because like I said, he was granted bail weeks ago, but he's still in detention. Do you think they have a good reason, or do you think there's no excuse to disobey a court order? Let's talk to you now. Hello. Welcome to the show.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name?
My name is Mike.
Your name is?
Mike.
Are you female?
I'm a male.
Hello?
I'm a male.
Oh, you're calling our female numbers, so call us back on a number that you're supposed to call us on, all right? Okay. All right, then. 01277 0993 is the number for our female callers, and the rest are for everybody else, including the females if they want to try their luck with those ones. That's 01277 1993 2993 and 3993. Let's talk to you now. Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Good afternoon.
Yeah, my name is Baker, calling from Aghogho.
Welcome.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, if they refuse to release him, being that the court has granted him bail and they still refuse to release him, it shows that law has no impact in this country. That we all someday will face the injustice. We are being treated anyhow. No law that nice. Nobody is fighting for anybody in this country. How can a court grant someone bail and they refuse to release him? On what ground are they still holding him? Is that supposed to be done? I think with the court has not granted him bail. That's the difference. It says that he has been granted bail. Why are they still holding him? So I don't know. So I'm a bit confused here. Thank you.
Thank you for calling us. We've got Titus in Lekki. Hello, Titus. Thanks for calling us.
Sandra, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Titus. You don't think the government is doing well?
I'm not doing well. That is not first time.
Okay.
Since 2015 to date, Sambo is still in jail. In detention. The Zakian is still in there. And many other people that we don't even know, they are still there. So the court bail and the court disobedience of court order has been the order of the day for this government. So they can formulate many other things and keep a picture already. So we know their taxes.
So you think Falana is being optimistic when he says Sowore will be released today? You think that's optimism and not realistic?
I don't think it's reality. Because when they have granted him bail, they said I have not made the bail condition, and they said, well, according to Falana, they made the bail condition. Why don't they release him since?
Let me talk to Afam. Titus, thanks for calling me. Afam says that if he meets the bail condition, he'll be out. Afam, you believe that?
Of course.
Okay.
The bail condition issue came out this afternoon that Falana said he has met his bail condition. Is it not today?
Mm-hmm.
If he met his bail condition today, why? Why won't they release him? They will release him. Releasing him doesn't mean his bail condition is stringent. He's not living in Abuja for anywhere. So they don't have anything to worry about.
Okay. All right, Afam, thanks for calling to share your thoughts. Our second story takes us to the Lagos State House of Assembly. The Lagos State House of Assembly is worried that foreign traders are pushing indigenous traders out of business. Let's come back and talk about that, shall we? You're listening to the Big Three on Hard Facts. I'm Sandra Ezekwesili. Share your comments, your thoughts with me on Facebook, Nigeria Info FM, or via WhatsApp 080-959-75 805.
Stay right here on the Big Three on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Stay right here on the Big Three on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
All right, Lagos. I told you before the break that the Lagos State House of Assembly is worried that foreign traders are pushing indigenous traders out of business. I'm Sandra Ezekwesili. This is Hard Facts. You're listening to the Big Three. Our second story on the Big Three today has the House debating a motion moved by the majority leader, Honorable Agumbiade, condemning alleged unfair practices by local producers and foreign-backed suppliers suppliers and retailers. According to the motion, foreign traders operating in Lagos are using their large budgets to secure supplies of food produce from farmers and other producers at prices that local traders cannot match. This has meant the local traders cannot bring goods to markets and are losing market share. Members of the Assembly called on Governor Babajide Sowore to order the Commissioner for Commerce, Industry and Cooperatives to look into the matter. It was quite an interesting debate in the House of Assembly. Some members were of the opinion that foreign retailers should not be allowed into Lagos markets. Others said that foreign businesses should be allowed to operate as long as they are not putting local traders out of business. But after I listened to both sides of the debate, I started talking to experts. That's what I do every day before I talk to you. So I talked to trade experts and I talked to economists. And some of them said something interesting to me. They said, when Nigerian businesses in South Africa were doing better than the local businesses, South Africans got angry. South Africans attacked us. Nigerians called it xenophobia. How is this any different? So basically, some of these economists are saying that as long as there are open markets, some businesses will do better than others. And the businesses who don't do as well as the others will lose customers and may even have to close down. But the economists say this is good for the consumer because it forces businesses to compete and it gives you and I, the consumers, the best price. The only time that this is bad is if the businesses that win try to set up a monopoly by stopping the other businesses from operating. So we have to ask whether these foreign businesses are stopping Nigerian businesses illegally or if they are simply doing business better. And is it a crime to do business better? Didn't we say that South Africans attacking Nigerian businesses are simply envious that our business people are doing well? Is it wrong for foreign businesses to do well in Nigeria as well? I want to hear from you. What do you think? 01277 0993, 01277 1993, 01277 2993 and 3993. Are you a trader in a local market here in Lagos? Are there foreigners in your market? Are their businesses doing better than yours? Are their businesses doing better than the businesses of your neighbors? What do you think about that? Let me talk to Salam. Salam is no shodi. Hello, Salam.
Hello, Sandra.
Welcome. Good evening.
Good evening. What the State Assembly is saying is true because there is a company I'm working with. They sell bulb. And the bulb, some guys from Oboh Alaba International, they came to me one day and said they are not happy with our company. And I say, oh, why? They say, why those people bringing the thing from China by themselves, selling it by themselves, and instead of them to allow them to be the one that will import those things from China. So we distribute the bulb around Nigeria. But the way I was so shocked when they told me that in Oboh Alaba, where we went to distribute the market to them, that we now say, oh, they are not happy with us. So this then I was just shocked that, oh, truly the international people, they are take over our businesses in Nigeria.
Okay, and is that wrong?
It's not wrong. It's not wrong. It's a normal thing, but we can't. I don't know what to say about that because we can't say they should go back. Because someone like me now, I'm working under them. So if they go back, who is really going to employ me?
So we get a CB. All right. I like when, we can't exactly say, in a pinch, but you don't feel really, Let me talk to Tony. Hello, Tony. Tony's in Ijagamo.
Yes.
Welcome, Tony. You're live on the show.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Am I on to Sandra?
Yes, you're talking to Sandra. Hi, Tony.
fine. In fact, there is nothing wrong with competition in the business.
Okay.
After all, that is the beauty of business. So at the end of the day, who is benefiting from all these foreign traders? Is it not Nigerians? Whatever role they can play to bring product prices down, it is Nigerians that are going to benefit. To take it, for instance, this soaring cost of rice. If there should be a foreign company that is producing here or even bringing from outside, if they will be allowed, and they flood the country with rice, so every big and area will be able to afford rice and will not complain of the soaring cost. So maybe because of the infrastructural decay, that is why Nigerians show up the prices of their commodities. But if the contrary is what obtains outside the country, we don't blame them for coming into the country with their products. So, but we cannot compare this with the xenophobic attack in South Africa because, mind you, that attack is coming from citizens of South Africa.
But this one is coming from, so we haven't attacked the foreign businesses yet. We haven't yet. But we're complaining that their businesses are doing better than us.
Yes, what I am saying, if the government on their own will legislate on it, I don't think citizens will have any cause.
So you think government should legislate that they what exactly? They shouldn't do business or they should not do business better than the Nigerians?
They should do business. Like I said before, they should do business in Nigeria so the way it is. So whether their own is fair or not, so long as Nigerians they have a choice to choose who to patronize, there is nothing wrong in that. So in essence, what I am saying, there is no need for such a legislation in the first place. Thank you, and God bless.
All right, Tony, thank you for calling me. Because, again, some members of the House were of the opinion that foreign retailers, foreign traders should not be allowed into Lagos local markets. Others said that the foreign businesses should be allowed to operate as long as they are not putting local traders out of business. But last, na business now. Na business, Abi, at the end of the day. Because you think about it, the businesses in South Africa, when Nigerian businesses started to do better than that of the locals there in South Africa, the South Africans got angry. They said, why are foreigners coming into our country and doing business better than us? And then they attacked us. And we called it xenophobia. So how is this different? I want to know, how is this different? As long as it's open market, some businesses will do better than other businesses. Businesses that don't do as well as the other ones will lose customers. Maybe they will even close down. But it's good for you and me as the customer. It means say things go there cheap. As long what the federal if this motion had gotten into the House and it had been about the Lagos State House of Assembly saying we don't want a monopoly in case that's what's about to happen, then we can say okay, they're trying to make sure everybody has a level playing field. But can a complaint really be that someone has more capital and therefore is producing more stuff? Ifeanyi, what do you think? Welcome.
Yeah, hi, Sandra. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What do you think?
Yeah, you see, why are people so scared of competition? The competition is actually healthy for business. So they shouldn't see that as a challenge. When you see people doing the same thing that you're doing, all you need to do is to change your strategy. Then see how you can equally match them, you know. So they shouldn't, you see, if they condemn them or if they want government to chase them or regulate them, I mean, it's like saying that Nigerians in South Africa also should leave the country because they're doing business over there as well. We have Nigerians all over the world. We have them in China. We have them in the US. We have them doing businesses that the locals also can do. So nobody, I think it's not a wise decision. I mean, the government shouldn't even take that with any, except if they are doing something that is against our business ethics here. That's when it becomes a problem. But if they're not doing it, they're doing their legitimate thing. I mean, it's for you to also change their strategy, see how you can match them. You know, you being the local, you have an advantage over them. So you shouldn't see that as the Nigerian businessmen and women in the market shouldn't see that as a challenge. That's my stance.
All right, Ifeanyi, thank you for calling me. Victor is in Ikorodu. I wonder what Victor has to share with us. Hello. Victor, hi. Hello, Victor.
Can you hear me?
Yes, now I can.
On the topic of today, I would like to share my view.
Go ahead, Victor.
So, to me, I believe the foreign product shouldn't have edge over the local product.
Okay.
Because that wouldn't enable the local farmers to have at least a gain from their business.
But they're not doing foreign products. According to the motion, the foreigners are using the big money that they have to secure supply of food produce from farmers and other producers at prices that local traders cannot match. So it's a money thing. It's not even a product thing.
Yeah. That's why the government needs to empower the local farmers at least, so that to meet the gap, to meet the height of the foreign product.
No, it's not the farmers that are the problem. So Victor, it's like you and I now. I have more money, so I want to buy from Olu, who is calling me, and I give Olu more money that you can afford to give Olu. Do you understand? And as a result of that, Olu will bring his first produce to me. He will bring the freshest things, the finest things. He'll bring it to me because I pay better than you would pay to Olu. Should government really be telling me don't do that?
No. They shouldn't pay because at least you have
Victor, your line is not very clear, but this is basically what it is. According to this motion, foreign traders that are operating in Lagos are using their large budgets to secure supplies of food produce from farmers and other producers at prices that the local traders cannot match. So it means that the local traders cannot bring goods to the market and they're losing market share. So again, is this wrong? Olu says that there should be some sort of protection of local traders. Tell me what you mean, Olu.
Yeah, actually, that's why I like what Donald Trump is trying to do. We can't just leave everything. You see, we are saying there are no jobs for people, and yet people are coming from other countries to come and release up here. So I think what the Lagos State government should do is that they should tax those people more than the...
Olu, here's the thing. So Sandra is a foreigner. Olu is a local farmer. And Victor is a local trader. Olu supplies Victor and Sandra. But Sandra, as a foreigner, has more money to pay you, Olu, more for your produce than Victor, the Nigerian trader, has to pay you for the same produce. You're saying government should tax me more for having more to pay you, Olu, for your produce?
Then, if that is the case, then they should find a way out because they can't just run people out of their jobs. So what would they be doing? We have enough area boys and all these other people to deal with. So if we are just trying, there should be a way.
But the money I am bringing as a foreign trader is entering your hand, Olu, as a Nigerian farmer.
Okay.
So have I done anything wrong? Do I really deserve for government to make me not spend money how I want?
If I understand something very well, like somebody gave an example, said they brought some bulbs from foreign countries. We are not producing bulbs here.
But are all bulbs not from foreign countries?
That's what I'm saying.
So if all of us go and bring, but I bring more bulbs or I find a way to bring it in cheaper than you, who is a local trader, should I suffer for that? Should I suffer for being a better business person?
Let them force the foreigners to come and establish here and create more jobs for people.
They should force them.
Yes.
What is this? Is this a communist country? What do you mean force them, Olu? You can't force anybody to do anything. It's not. We're not communists. We've got Aghogho on the line. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Turn your radio off.
My name is Aghogho. I'm calling from Bagada.
Welcome, Aghogho.
I don't see anything wrong with foreigners coming to join in the business in Nigeria. But what I can say that our government could do is to ensure that they watch the repatriation of their profits. Now, if you make money and you repatriate a huge sum of that money out of Nigeria, it won't increase opportunity for employment of our teeming youths. So there should be aware that there should be a limit should be placed on how much they can repatriate out of the profit they have made from it. I think that is a better way to checkmate the losses, in which case they will create more employment for our youths if they claw back that profit they have made from their huge capital investment. Thank you.
Thank you, Oghoma. Thank you for calling us. Let's move on to our final story. But when you call, you can still talk about that story. Our final one is a huge one. We're moving from State House of Assembly to the National Assembly now. A bill to jail people for fake news online passed first reading in the Senate. The bill, named the Protection from Internet Falsehood and Manipulation Bill, was introduced by Senator Mohammed Sani Musa. The bill calls for a 3-year jail term or 150,000 naira fine for anyone found guilty of knowingly publishing false information on the internet. Under the bill, internet service providers or online platforms who fail to remove false information posted by a third party over their network would be liable to pay between 5 million and 10 million naira. So as you can imagine, the internet has been buzzing ever since this bill was announced. But before we talk about the reactions from the public, I want to bring your attention to something very important. As I said, the bill calls for a penalty of 5 million naira to 10 million naira for companies that fail to block false information. Let me read for you what Senator Musa said about that. He said, quote, "For example, MTN, Glo, 9 Mobile, etc., which will use their platform in transmitting these information, if nothing is done, we fine them. And you will see that it will be a deterrent to others." End of quote. So Senator Musa is thinking about telcos, GSM companies. But this doesn't seem like it would be practical to enforce. I've been thinking about it. Let's say that somebody posts fake news on social media using their phone and data from a telco. The information is now on social media. If the government now contacts the telco and tells them to block the fake news, it's too late. The only company that can block or remove that information is the social media platform itself. Are any of them in Nigeria? Or is the government going to ask the telcos to block the social media platforms themselves? Well, we're going to reach out to Mohammed Sani to come on the show and shed light on what he means. Now, here's the most common reaction that I've seen to this new bill. People are saying, we already have laws that do this. We have a law against slander, a law against libel, a law against defamation. And if you ask the legal experts, they will tell you that those laws give everybody in the society protection against fake news being spread against them. So to these observers, the Senate has not made it very clear why a new law is needed. Maybe when the debates start, we're going to hear the reasons. But I have to ask you, do you think we need an additional law against false information online? Or do you think the current laws should just be better enforced? What do you think about the senator listing the telcos as the companies to be held responsible for when people post something on Facebook or via WhatsApp, in a WhatsApp group, or on Twitter, or on Instagram? Let me talk to Peter. Peter is in Shomolu. Hello, Peter. Welcome. Thanks for calling us.
More than 200.
Yes, you're live on the show. Go ahead.
We have more than enough.
You're on the show now. Go ahead.
Okay, Sandra. You see, the problem we are having in this country is that the people that were benefiting from this so-called fake news are the people that are running away from the shadows of whatever fake news they call it. For me, I think the House of the Assembly should be able to define what fake news is. They should let all Nigerians know what constitutes fake news, please, because it's a bogus statement for me. Let me give you one example. If I travel from Oshodi to Iyanokwaja now, and I find out that the road that Mr. President came to commission before Ambode left is still uncompleted up till today. And I put it up that Mr. President came to commission an uncompleted project. That is, for me, corruption. Will that be fake news? For them, if they hear, they will say it's fake news, and they want to pursue me and strangulate me. So I want them to really define what fake news is, so that I will know the area I will touch and the area I will not touch. Otherwise, I'll tell them that we have more than enough laws that can take care of this. I believe these present people are running away from their shadows. And that is what the problem is. Thank you.
All right, Peter, thank you so much for calling to share your thoughts. Let's check Facebook. Let's see the comments that you've left for us on Facebook. Don't forget that Facebook is Nigeria Info 99.3. Nigeria Info 99.3. Don't forget that we've got Nigeria Info in Port Harcourt and in Abuja as well. So if you are there, tune into 92.3 in Port Harcourt and 95.1, I think, in Abuja. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on the Abuja one. Right, on Facebook, so many comments. So let's start where we can. Victor Nze says, as long as the Nigerian economy continues to tank, there will always be foreigners coming in with their bigger capital to exploit it. It's like that everywhere. We do that also in other countries where we have bigger capitals. This scenario couldn't possibly play out in Nigeria some 7 years ago. However, we could make a legislation for these foreigners to localize their production or manufacturing processes. We've got Kamojelo Makomane. I think that's a South African name. And he says, this is what businesses do, what Nigerian businesses do in South Africa. Jamil Smart says, Sandra, our own here is xenophobia talk, not xenophobia attack. Well, some people will say that that's how it started in South Africa, right? We've got more people sending us comments on Facebook. We're going to try and take those comments as well. Facebook again is Nigeria Info 99.3. Tony is calling us back. Hello, Tony.
Oh, this is Tony Anele from Ijagama.
Oh, another Tony. Okay.
Okay, my sister, what I am saying is that there is no need for new law. So I know that there are laws in this country, including the one on this fake news, as they have called it. So they should enforce the existing laws strictly. But then, what constitutes fake news? Is it only what the government tells us that is a fake news that is fake? How about the ones coming from them? You remember few days ago, this idea of Operation Present Your ID, they denied it that there was nothing like that. So at the end of the day, when the National Assembly started probing, they now identified that there is something like that. Is it not a fake news? So honestly, if they want to legislate on this, I want to believe that time shall come when government of the day will jail all Nigerians and they will have only themselves to rule.
I don't think we're going to get to that point. Nobody's jailing anybody. Let's calm down.
But the way this country is grinding, honestly, they should not come with that kind of idea.
All right, Tony. Thanks for calling. We're going to debate this next week. So look forward to conversations at 5 next week. I'll tell you the day next week. Austin is in Lekki, says he disagrees with any form of new law. Why, Austin?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Why do you disagree with any form of new law?
I said the government, they are biting more than they can chew because they are the ones that are raising the idea of fake news. When a government that are not sincere come up with a fake project like the first caller rightly said, then what do you expect the people to say? The people should start praising you. I think it is hard time the masses also should rise up when the government come up with such lackadaisical laws. Because in Nigeria, the government have deceived us a lot for years. Nothing is happening. And they want the people to shut the mouth of the people by bringing this law that is not favorable to us because they don't want anybody to kick against whatever thing they are doing in the government house. It is uncalled for. We are not going to accept. It's unacceptable before Nigerians. Let them go on and enact the law, and we will kick against it. Enough of this deceit and all this unnecessary thing.
All right,
the government, they said they are not sincere.
Thanks for calling us. We've got comments on Facebook. Ejikaga says, they say the man that kills with a sword does not like the sword behind him. People that rode on propaganda and so-called fake news are now talking about fake news. Tony Haven says the 5,000 naira the vice president promised us without fulfilling, is that not fake news? This government isn't doing well. All right, so many more comments pouring in on Facebook. Our last call on the show is Emmanuel. Emmanuel, I've got 30 seconds. And you think the government is not being sincere, Emmanuel?
Yes, they are not being sincere. They are just only creating an avenue for them to live and let the masses die.
Okay, very short. Oh my God, you were still talking. I apologize. Well, let's have more conversations on the other side of 4 o'clock, shall we? I want us to talk about the pressures that couples face to have children. Why is it necessary? Why must you have children after you get married? That's a conversation that we're going to have right now on The Glass Ceiling.
Hard facts will be right back.